Bang! Good afternoon, evening, everybody. I hope everybody is very well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Things changed a lot overnight for Streamlabs, and I've just realised I haven't got the other light on, so give me 2 seconds. There we go, that's better, isn't it? You can see my face now. So, a lot of stuff changed overnight with Streamlabs, so I can't stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time anymore. That's fine because it works better this way anyway. So things like this, which is the Patreon showcase, are going to be live streamed to YouTube. If you are following us on Twitch, guys, head over there because that's where we will be doing the hobby streams. If you're not following us on Twitch, go and follow us on Twitch. But this is kind of my little way to say thank you to the Patreons for keeping me inspired throughout this last month when things have been a little bit crazy. Obviously, me and Lucy bought a house. I was without internet for like a month. So yeah, and this video is going to be dedicated to a very good friend of the channel and a very good friend in particular to Ian, but also myself and several other people that have appeared on the channel. So I'd like to dedicate this video to Mr. Raymond Minto, who sadly passed away on Saturday due to COVID-19. And in his honour, several of us are putting together Blood Angel models. Blood Angels was his favourite army. He had loads of armies, but his heart, like mine, was with the Blood Angels. So this is what I've been working on. This is one of the Forge World. It's one of the 30k Jump Dreadnoughts, but I painted it up. And I haven't put the jump bits on because basically it's a Furioso Dreadnought with blood talons. So this is Venerable Furioso Brother Raymond. I haven't finished his base yet. I have sprayed it, but I've got a little plaque coming. The 3D printed ones that go on the front of the bases, and that's got Raymond on it. So he will be a big miss, and he was a big part of the Patreon chat on Facebook for a long time. He was one of my first ever Patreons, and he'd never actually played a game of 40k since 2nd edition until me and Ian started going round about 2 years ago. Shared a lot of games, a lot of good times at his. He owned a pub, so we would always play in the bar. And it was nice to go and chill out. His birthday was actually the day after mine, and just this year in March, a couple of days before lockdown, there was several of us actually at Ray's. lots of games and a lot of fun. So he will be a big miss. And as I said, this model and video is dedicated to Ray. So rest in peace, buddy. So that is what I've been working on. Next up, we've got some work from Bryn. Bryn has been absolutely hammering out his Necrons. This is his Space Tech base from Terry at Demonscapes. And yeah, Bryn's been using a lot of the color shift colors from Green Stuff World. And this is his Seraz. Very, very cool model. This is his Shard of the Deceiver, I want to say. Again, with some of the flip paint on there. It's very hard to see when you actually take photos of the flip paint because it just takes a picture of what it looks like at that instant. But nevertheless, the Necron body's crawling around there with, of course, the weathering powder. This is his Indomitus box, all painted up now. So you've got everybody from the box there. Fantastic looking army Bryn. I really, really wish we could see it on the channel soon. Hopefully, if local lockdown restrictions change soon, we will be able to get them on the channel. Bryn's favourite model ever, the Ghost Ark. So, yeah, fantastic, mate. I hated doing mine. You know, hats off to you for getting it done, mate. We've got the Cryptek with Canoptek Cloak. Very, very nice. I love the little green crystals that you've actually got in the base as well. That's a really cool little touch. Next up, we've got Kara, and Kara converted this. I can't remember the name. It's a Beast of Chaos model. I want to say a Cygor, but it looks as though that is a Great Unclean One sword. But I love the chains and everything that's on there. The conversion that's gone into it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's also the cowl and horns from a Great Unclean One as well, which is very, very cool. I love the pose and the sword kind of resting in the ground as if he's ready to pick it up and swing it round. Very cool. And there we go, there's another shot. And Kara's been converting some savage orcs into orc snakebite boys. I love the skin tone that she's done here. Very, very dark and leathery brown. Reminds me very much of Lord of the Rings. I love the kind of muted tones that you've got. She did actually message me the recipe for this as well, so I'm going to try and steal one of Lucy's Orc War Bosses and paint it up in this colour scheme as well. One thing I do love though is all of the little face paints, the accents of white and everything you can see on the faces. And you can see a couple on the guy there on the right as well. Very, very cool. I love all the little bits of extra scrap that's on the bases as well. Very, very cool touches. And there you go, there's the whole horde. Absolutely brilliant work, and I couldn't bring myself to paint them. So absolutely well done, Kara, on them. They look fantastic. Next up, we've got Grant. Grant has decided to dip his toe back into 40k, and those bases look very familiar, Grant. Are they from Terry at Demonscapes by any chance? Painted up very similarly, of course, to my Death Guard bases. I use them as slime rather than lava. But Grant basically said these are the epitome of easy hobbiness. So obviously sprayed silver and wash and then a couple of extra colours on. You know what, Grant, that's all it needs, mate. That's all it needs, and it looks great for it. And there's a couple of intercessors as well. And Ian has been working on his Warlord Titan. He's been improving all the panels because he's had a battle ready for about a year now. But he's actually gone back and started adding all the Nihilakh Oxide, all the Nurgle's Rotting, all the pus holes and everything like that. He's also been painting his Tau, another lockdown army that he's done. Again, the bases that you see there are available from Terry at Demonscapes. These are the bases that we use for Lucy's Orcs. And he's got a pair of Baneblades for his Death Corps of Krieg. Very, very nice. I absolutely love how thick the mud and everything is around the tracks, man. And he's doing Custodes now as well. A very nice mix of 50-50 gold and red. And of course, the ice bases are actually the lava bases from Terry from Demonscapes. Ian's Nids haven't even been on the channel yet, which he pinned up again during lockdown. So we need, once we can mix households again, Ian's actually in the process of moving as well. So hopefully, once he's moved, we should be able to get a a few other bits and pieces of games completed. And there's a couple more of his custodes as well. Absolutely fantastic colour scheme. Very, very different to what you normally see. Next up, we've got Jono. Jono got an Indomitus box, and after painting up all the Space Marines, decided to have a crack at Necrons. And this was the first time he was painting Necrons. I love the purple. The scythe bit on the purple is really nice. And I love how you've just kind of accented the purple in the rib cage and on all the dots down the cowl, down his chest. And the muted kind of very dark silver or grey looks really nice, actually. Very like kind of obsidian. And there's the Skorpekh Lord as well. Very much the same colour scheme. Absolutely love that, mate, and I can't wait to see what the rest of your force looks like when you get it done. Next up, we've got Kev. Kev has been working on everything. So we've got a whole ton of Battlefleet Gothic ships. He's been working on his Imperial Fist. Very nice colour on the yellow there. Yellow is such a hard colour to get right sometimes, but very, very nice. And oh, is that a base from Terry Demonscapes? So that is one of Terry's paved bases. It's a little difficult to see there, but they have got like paving stones on. You can see them here actually better, and these are Kev's 30k World Eaters. Very, very nice force. And I kind of wish I'd done my World Eaters the same way. I love the totally different colour scheme, basically. We've got his Chaplain up next. Very, very nice. And the classic Chaplain as well. Such a cool model. So many, like, that is like the epiphany of Chaplains. It's awesome. I love it, man. We've got some Hellblasters that he's been working on. And we've got some Infiltrators. Again, all on paved bases, courtesy of Terry. If you haven't bought from Terry in the past, guys, go and see what he's got. He's got everything under the sun, and it's cheap as chips. Next up, we've got Mark. Mark has been working on, I can't remember the name of his chapter. Look at the swords. Them swords are immense, Mark. Like, I need to know how to do swords like that. Because that's on a whole another level, man. That's fantastic. Look at them. Absolutely savage. But yeah, he's working on the captain there. Fantastic model. And I want to convert another Blue Angel one to give him a Power Fist or Thunder Hammer or something. And there you go. He's been working on doing his exhaust burn on his suppressors as well. Really nice stuff, Mark. Next up, we've got Mark Burton. Mark's been starting Tyranids because Games Workshop basically went, oh, by the way, you know that Renegades and Heretics army that you've got like 30,000 points of, Mark? Well, screw you. So Mark was just like, right, fine, Tyranids. And I love this colour scheme. It looks very simple, but I can imagine that it's probably not. A lot of the shell, I think, is airbrushed, and then he's painted the camouflage on individually. But I mean, look at the high time, and that's absolutely phenomenal. I love that so much, man. And the gaunts. There you go, the accented orange for the nids there on the Devourers, the tongue, and of course the exposed flesh on the arms of the wings there. Really nice stuff, Mark. Next up, we've got Nathan. Nathan has Necrons of the Nihilakh Dynasty, and here we go. He hasn't managed to get too much done this month because he's in the middle of moving. Everyone's moving. Why? But nevertheless, a fantastic start to your Necrons, Nathan. I look forward to seeing all the new releases painted up in your colour scheme. And hopefully very soon we can get a game filmed with them as well. And there we go. There's the start of his Skorpekh destroyers that he's been doing. I love the Nihilakh colours that just really, really pop. It's a really nice work, Nathan. Next up, we've got Ollie. Ollie has been working on a commission of, I think this was Red Corsairs. I don't envy him doing this Hell Turkey in the slightest, right? Not in the slightest. I never want to paint another one. We've got a Morlophine there as well. Very nice. The flesh, very, very clean and bright. Love it. We've got the Master of Possessions there. Absolutely love the bone work on the staff. and the helmet. And then we've got a whole squad of Marines there as well. Very, very nice and clean work, mate. And then the Disco Lord. Who doesn't love a Disco Lord, man? Again, very nice, very clean work. Having painted gold on black on my Discordant, um, I don't envy anybody that paints up Chaos models. Quick surprise from Roger as well. Roger has been painting up some Chaos androids from Space Crusade, which are most definitely now Necron warriors. Nevertheless, very, very cool throwback to the Space Crusade game. Next up, we've got Rory. Rory has done Khan the Betrayer, a fantastic model, and you know, Rory's really, really made the gold in particular stand out, and especially with the red being a more orangey feel here. Very, very nice. Next up, we've got Ryan. Ryan is pretty new to the game, and he picked up the Indomitus set, and he has started to paint up his Ultramarines. Very nice blue there, and of course, he's made a very good start on the gold. A little bit of suggestion that I have offered to Ryan is to use some Agrax Earthshade or Sepia or Reichland on the golden chest eagles just to make them a little bit more pronounced. But this is some of Ryan's first work, so you're off to a very, very good start there, Ryan. I think, yeah, this is Scott. Scott has been adding to his Custodes that he started earlier in the year. These are some fantastic transfers, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, but these transfers I've seen on a lot of models. But this model, I never get old of seeing these hover tanks, man. They're just so cool. And there you go from a different angle. That base is really cool as well. I love the bullet holes and stuff in the concrete. Next up, we've got a Repulsor Executioner for his Space Marines. I can't remember what the name of the chapter is that Scott's doing, but nevertheless, very, very cool and smooth work. I love, right, how you just can't get away with not having that gap on the front of any Executioners. It's not a great model to put together. But there's another angle of it. Very neat, very clean work, and I love that you finished it off with the transfers. Next up, we've got Terry from Demonscapes. He's been working on a whole heap of stuff the last couple of weeks, in particular his Harlequins. Very, very nice airbrush work on there, Terry. I think this was to go with one of his Imperial Knights. He's also been working on, I think these were Chaos Spawn, for his Death Guard army. Some very, very cool conversions there. Lots of bits of green stuff, some Tyranid bits. I love the Nurgling doing a handstand on the shell, in particular, and the one riding the spider shell there as well. Very, very good. This one's on a snail. It's like a mini Horticulus. That's really cool, man. And this is his entire Death Guard army that he's been working on, which is a lot of stuff. There's a metric ton of Marines, loads of characters, and a couple of Hellbrutes as well. There's one of the, I think that was one of the Spawn. There you go. Very cool. I don't even know what base model that is, but that is very, very cool, man. And there's these Hellbrutes that he's managed to get done. I actually looked at picking up a couple of the Dark Vengeance Hellbrutes, and they're like 30 quid a pop on eBay, and I was like, no way. No way. But nevertheless, some very, very cool conversions there, Terry. Really nice work. Next up, we've got Thomas Backhouse, and he has been working on Be'lakor. Such a cool model, but it needs an update. It really does. This one was metal, which I was quite jealous of Tom when he managed to get hold of the metal one instead of the fine cast one. And he started to do some very nice work on the skin there. And you can see there on the wings as well, some really, really clean work there, Tom. And he's been converting his Demakaran, so its pose is a lot lower down. Rather than it standing up, it's a little bit goofy in its normal pose, but he's converted it so it's standing over itself a lot further. Definitely improved that pose. Next up, we've got Thomas Bukowski. Thomas has been mainly focusing on his dust models, and there is tons of it. Thomas paints like nobody else, like faster than Ian. I can't tell you what any of this is, folks. If you are interested in Dust or what the models are, if you comment down below, I'll get Thomas to reply to you with where you can buy the models. It's a little bit like World War II with mechs, from what I understand. But I absolutely love his colour scheme, especially this one. All the grime and the chipping and everything that's on there, absolutely fantastic stuff. Look at that, man. Look at all the grime. It's like the robots have been sat for years, just rusting, and then came to life. And the camo on this, I absolutely love the camo. It looks like it's been done possibly with masking tape or little sticky pads, but very, very cool stuff. I really like the camouflage work on them, Thomas. There we go. We've got some. I can't tell you what any of these dudes are, but they just look so cool, man. And again, some more of the camo work. And there's some of the minifigures. Very, very good work on the skin there as well, Tom. And the fact that you've actually gotten the eyes and stuff painted in, and all the detail on the base, the little bits of leaves, the mud, the moss. Really, really got the time on them, Tom. And lastly, we've got Will. Will has been working on converting a Chaos Knight army. I love this. This is fantastic, man. This is a Hemotrope reactor on top of what looks like Defiler legs with a little bit of the Tau shield wall. I love all this green crystal. This green crystal is fantastic, and I love that you've stuck that in there. And there, I think, is one of the War Dogs. We've got the chainsword here on this side. Lots of green stuff here at the front, and more crystals growing out the top. And it's a little bit shadowy, but we've got a picture here of all of his army so far. Very, very nice work, Will. I look forward to seeing what you do with the rest of the force. But that is it, folks. That is the Patreon showcase. Once again, I want to thank all of the Patreons for supporting me when I haven't been able to get content out over this last month. Thank you so much. We will be doing giveaways for any Patreons as of the 1st of October. You can win a character that will be painted live on stream, and that'll be getting given away. So, if you're not following us on Twitch, guys, make sure you are heading over to Twitch to follow us because we do live hobby streams on there. And in fact, we'll be doing one in around about 10 or 15 minutes. So thank you very much for watching, folks, and we'll see you again very, very